Wednesday morning, 8 o'clock on this August 5th. Thank you for joining us on ARC Rochester. I'm Abby Fridman.
And I'm Stephanie Joseph. We've got a lot to get to this morning, but we do first want to get a look at some of the news you need to know.
We'll go over to Christian Garzone. He's over in the newsroom with a look at some of our headlines this morning. Christian?
Good morning. We begin with Rochester Police working to strengthen trust within the community, coming together last night for National Night Out. Officers joining neighbors at International Plaza on North Clinton Avenue for National Night Out, an annual event designed to build relationships between police and residents. That neighborhood still rattled by the violence over the weekend, which saw 2 fatal shootings Saturday and Sunday morning. No arrests have been made in either. A 19-year-old woman has been found safe after vanishing while on a hike Monday night. She was spotted yesterday afternoon in a wooded area off the trail in Ellison Park by a Good Samaritan. Authorities say Emma Opedasano was treated at the hospital for minor injuries due to exposure to the elements. The U.S. and Iran say a potential progress has been made in discussions to open the critical Strait of Hormuz. Regional officials say the proposed deal would have ships enter the strait on an Iranian-controlled route and exit through a route controlled by Oman. These talks come amid claims of the U.S. supply of key missile defense systems is dwindling. Happening today, a chance to enjoy downtown Rochester during lunch. It's the third midday bash of the season at Parcel 5. The event allows people to step out of the office and enjoy some fresh air, live music, and local food trucks. It kicks off at 11 and wraps up at 1:30. And that's what you need to know. Right back to you ladies in the studio.
All right, Christian, thank you.
Now let's get a look at what we have brewing for the next 2 hours, starting with a simple cup of coffee that could lead to your next big opportunity. This morning, Decision Day podcast host Leah Leverich is stopping by to share some tips on how to make a great first impression and master the all-important follow-up.
Then we're continuing our preview of the upcoming Rochester Veg Fest. The owner and chef from the Veg-E-Table will join us with more on how they're putting a plant-based twist on classic comfort food. They have creative dishes that are flavorful, familiar, and filling.
And later, the Wildlife Rockstars are back with us in studio this morning, bringing along one of their exotic friends, Carlos the Patagonian cavy. They will also share more about their upcoming Stuff the Bus event happening this weekend at Country Max in Farmington.
All right, a busy morning on tap. But before all of that, a check of our forecast. It is a Wednesday and we have sunshine to enjoy out there right now. Meteorologist Marty Snyder is tracking what else we can expect as the day goes on. Marty?
Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, we're going to see at least some sunshine. Try to hold on for a pretty good portion of the day today. It is a story where there will be a few more clouds forming. There were a few earlier this morning, a little segment that passed by, but now skies have cleared out pretty well. We're starting with temperatures mainly in the 60s and rising pretty rapidly through that category. 68 currently. We were in the lower 60s to start the day, so already we're off that early morning low by a fair amount. Dew point that is on its way up. Last hour it was 59, now we're up to 60, so we've just crossed into that different range there. We're going to see that number rise through the 60s today. So it is going to be a warmer afternoon, a little more humid afternoon than yesterday. So you'll notice those couple different factors change a little bit relative to what we saw yesterday. And also during the afternoon, chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Most of today stays dry, but that slight chance is there. 86 today, 86 again tomorrow. And notice many of these upcoming days at least have that risk of rain a little higher as we head into Thursday than Friday. It backs off a little bit into the weekend, but just that summertime type variety of maybe a couple showers and thunderstorms may pull back into the 70s by Tuesday of next week. But in general, just a lot of very summer-like weather in store for us, a little more humid, a little warmer, and that slight chance of a thunderstorm for some of these upcoming afternoons. But overall, not too bad for a lot of these upcoming days, guys.
No, not bad at all. The sunglasses to begin the day. You know, maybe a nice nap this afternoon when some of those thunderstorms roll in. It's good napping weather, right?
That sounds like a plan. Need that.
Yeah, seriously. All right, Marty, thank you.
Sure.
Let's go off the top. We'll start with some of the things that have piqued our interest this morning. I will kick things off for us today. Steph, are you superstitious?
Oh, yeah.
You a little stitious?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Do you believe in signs from the universe that, like, things are really going to go poorly or really, really well?
For sure.
Okay, yeah. If you at home agree or disagree, either way, seeing this at a hospital in Wales put a lot of patients on edge. Not sure if what they were seeing was real, their imagination, or a sign from the other side. A man identified as Leon Giuseppe was arrested at a hospital in St. Asaphat in June for climbing onto the roof of a building dressed entirely in black. There he is, resembling the Grim Reaper. The hood, the black cloak, the scary reaping blade. Yeah, he had the whole getup, and he just kind of stood there staring down at the people below, actually glaring at them as they walked into the hospital. There it is. And that's not the only thing either. People claim he was making some kind of threatening noise. It's unclear what exactly it sounded like. Now, Leon claims he wasn't dressed as the Grim Reaper. He said instead he was dressed as a crow.
Come on.
Right, that does not make sense. But I guess neither does the Grim Reaper. But if the shoe fits, if the hood fits.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not really sure how the two are even alike, but I guess that is what he's claiming after all. His costumed stunt, though, got quite a bit of attention from first responders, bringing about 4 police cars and 5 fire trucks to that hospital. Eventually, he did come down from the roof. He was slapped with a fine equivalent to just about $300. That's not the only hot water he's in either. He's accused of stealing cat litter from a local store. He's also accused of stealing food and drinks from another shop. He pleaded guilty to causing a nuisance without reasonable excuse. At this point, kind of laugh about it a little bit, right? It's a little ridiculous, but imagine that you're going to the hospital for a scary surgery or a serious treatment, and Leon is staring down with you in that getup. Probably not so funny in the moment.
No.
Let's check out some of the comments on social media. Some people had a lot to say. This person said, "This is a terrifyingly specific way to cause panic. Hope everyone is safe. Mia, do not worry. Everybody is safe." This person said, "He was just job hunting, guys." You got it?
Yeah.
That's super funny. And then I think I grabbed one more here. This person said, "I feel like the pet store incident is somehow more embarrassing for the Grim Reaper brand."
Wow.
Oh, and then this person asked, "Is this perhaps a Florida man?"
A little across the pond,
A little
if you will,
bit,
for
right.
that. Wow. Now that I've had some time to process it, that comment about, job search,
Yeah.
that was something else. Yeah, if I saw something like that and I was headed, I would turn around. I would go right back home. I wouldn't. What
Come
is
on
that?
now. It's a sign.
A sign of
So my sister, for the folks at home who don't know, my sister had several heart surgeries when we were growing up and then had a heart transplant a couple years ago. But one of the major surgeries that she had was happening on a Friday the 13th on the 13th floor of the hospital.
No way.
And my parents, my mom specifically, she was like, "This cannot happen. We cannot go through with this." And there was a lot of panic. She ended up being okay. But, sometimes you gotta look at the signs and, decide whether or not the superstition is actually there.
Yeah. Sometimes, I want to shake it off. There are still some things that I may not say or do, like splitting the poles, for example. I'm fine with that. My sister, on the other hand, is not. But there are other things. I try not to step on the cracks, for example. That one's a little bit, childish.
Okay.
But there are some of them that I still to this day will not shrug off. But sometimes I'll just take a breath and be like, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, it is going to be okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think for me, I try not to use the Q word in the newsroom. And you know the one that I'm talking about, because as soon as you say it, something bad is happening, especially on a Friday at like 3, without fail.
Even if I think it, I'm knocking on wood or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Take it back. Take it back. All right.
We'll turn now to mine. It may still be summer. You might like this story too. But there's a fall favorite already making its return. Spirit Halloween locations are once again popping back up for people who want to get their scare on a little early.
Oh, yeah.
So the retailer's flagship store has opened in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. This actually happened on August 1st, bringing in 2,000 pre-registered guests and more fans. So the excitement started much earlier when Spirit Halloween posted the announcement back in June. Most people commenting under that post were excited, but not everyone. So we'll take a look at what some people had to say. So we'll see this here. This person says, quote, "I'm all for spooky season, but it's freaking June, man." I wonder if he's still feeling the same this month in August. Another person, Zach, adds, quote, "I knew I could smell something in the air the other day, just didn't realize it was spirit cooking." As for Nick, he's a big fan of the holiday. He says, "It's always Halloween for me all the time, even if it's not October." Courtney wants the celebration to continue for more than a season. She says, quote, "I wish you had one store that was open year-round. You could ship all your unsold stock back there after each Halloween season and then give sneak peeks at the upcoming stuff for the current year." That was a pretty well thought out plan.
I love that idea.
Yeah, Cheryl considers this moment a gift, calling it the, quote, "most wonderful time of the year." Locations will continue opening over the next couple of weeks. Spirit is set to open its most stores in history this season with 1,575. According to the company's website, the stores in Greece, Penfield, Webster, and Batavia are reopening today at 11 a.m.
What?
There are a bunch more locations. North Chili has something new that's coming soon. Henrietta, I'm not sure when that's opening, but Canandaigua will have a location as well. There's a lot.
It's a bad day for the bank account, my friend. I am so excited. And I've made this plea for like the past 3 years, 2 years on this show and 1 year before we started ARC, for Spirit Halloween to hire me to help with their marketing. Because I'll tell you what, I would promote the heck out of Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
They wouldn't need to worry about a thing.
Yeah. And you come with a lot, including the, what was it called? The coffin?
Oh, yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Big sell.
2 coffins.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh,
maybe
two.
a third this year, if I'm lucky.
Come on. Spirit
Maybe.
Halloween. If you're listening.
Yeah. And you know, my husband watches too, and he's the one that's going to have to build it. So sorry,
It's
honey.
worth it. It's worth it. Give
Listen,
it a yes.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, so many of the decorations at Spirit Halloween are, no disrespect here, like repeats from previous years.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, I do have to get a little creative sometimes because I'm running out of ideas. You know, you can only do so many, like, killer clowns after a while. Not that I do those, but, you know.
Yeah. I saw some people doing, I think, is it Friday night at Freddy's? Like, that's kind of a big thing. There might
Five
be
nights at Freddy's.
5 nights at Freddy's. There might be a display for that. I don't
Okay.
know if that's like a major big new sell for this year, but that could be something.
I've never seen it. I've seen the promos for it.
Spooky enough.
Yeah. It's always like when I go, it's like a big event. I'm very excited. I'm not going to go tonight. I'm going to wait it out a little bit, you know. Get
There
out
were
some of
a
the-
lot of people lined up really excited about this,
Yeah.
so there are big Halloween fans across the country.
Got to wait for payday too,
Yeah.
you know. But I also like to come up with a plan. There's a theme every year.
Oh,
you know,
have you chosen it?
We're between a couple right now.
Okay.
I know, and I can't reveal it just yet because, you know, can't reveal it yet. But it's a Saturday this year.
Yes.
Halloween is a Saturday, so we've got to go big.
Yes.
Right?
Oh my gosh. Big party.
Yeah.
Party at Abby's.
Yeah, yeah, right. And
Yeah.
we've been in our neighborhood for a good amount of time now, so the kids know that if they get to our house early, they get full-size bars. I know. We're stocking up.
It's going to be a good Halloween.
Sure is, sure is. We still have much more to come here on ARC Rochester. When we come back, we're checking in with Chris Lopez. He's live this morning in Victor, exploring the Ganondagan State Historic Site this Wednesday morning.
Hey, take us with you. You can watch us live wherever you are. We're streaming on the 13WIM YouTube page and foxrochester.com. We'll see you after this.
Start out here, and then I want
Hey, Mike, check 1, 2.
sisters that grow together. God, that grow together.
8:16. A couple of weeks ago, we debuted a brand new series here on the show called Around Town, where we hit the road and explore some of the great places, people, and stories right here in our community.
Chris Lopez kicked things off in Spence Report, and this morning he's taking us to the wonderful town of Victor.
He's laughing.
What are you laughing at?
Good, nothing. I'll let you guys know later. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What grows together goes together. And we are talking about the three sisters, corns, bean, and squash. Thank you. I'm here with Tanya this morning. She's a storyteller as well as cultural interpreter here. And I want to talk definitely about this and what it has to do with Seneca, Iroquois, Ganondagan. Did I get that correct? Yes, Ganondagan. Let's talk about this though. So right here, not the three sisters, but this is what kind of corn is this, Tanya?
Well, it's oneo, and specifically it's flour corn.
Okay.
One of 5 types. We have flour, sweet, dent,
Okay.
pop, and flint.
Okay. And you were telling me that this doesn't serve just, someone on the plate, that this also serves different purposes.
Right. It's a medicine, it's a tool, and it's a food. So edible, medicinal, and utilitarian.
And
Yeah.
you know all about this because you grew this whole garden, right?
Yeah,
Is that correct?
with the help of volunteers, my son Lojiro Hawi, yes, we planted the corn. 2 weeks later, we planted the beans.
Okay.
And then 2 weeks after that, the squash. It didn't all take because the fence wasn't up right away, and the animals there's a factor of the animals.
Freaking animals, man. Always, you said that's nature's tax though, right?
We have a love-hate relationship with
I like how you put that there.
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk about the three sisters, and really all I knew about them was that, okay, it grows together, it goes together, it's perfectly fine to serve on a plate, but their functions while they're growing actually complement each other.
Yeah, they're helpers. They're called three sisters for a reason. They help each other. We have the oneo, the corn, and then skasaheda, the bean right here. This is a pole bean. We also have bush beans, and then cucurbita or squash. This happens to be a cucumber, which is part of that family, and they grow together. She will grow up her oldest sister and be supported by her and the tall ones here, and then she's the middle sister. The baby sister here will grow all around the bottom, shading all the weeds and kind of choking out the sunlight for the weed growth, and that's how they help each other.
And then when I was asking you, were they primarily vegan or vegetarian? Because in the last segment I was asking about meat. What was the diet? And she was telling me, Kristen was saying that it was the opposite of what we eat now, where meat or the protein is usually the star. But back then, not really. It was the veggies.
Ding, ding, ding. You're right. Yeah, she's informed you right. Yes, meat was a supplement. And some years you went and you were primarily vegan. You were primarily that. And some years you were omnivore and you could have meat. There was a lot of deer running around here, and so a lot of hunting.
And how long does it take to grow this and make it look this beautiful? Because from what I understand, this is not completed yet, but it's getting close.
Well, this corn, it's a flower type. It takes 120 days for full maturity.
Okay.
But you could eat it at this stage. And if you opened up the husks, it looks like sweet corn, but it's flower corn, and you can eat it there. It's called the milk stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
You got some tobacco growing right here, but it's not just any kind of tobacco. No. It was you were telling me it's a ceremonial kind of tobacco.
Yeah, it's totally cultural, and it's called Oyenkwa Onwe, or sacred tobacco. It's Nicotiana rustica, not the cigarette tobacco, Nicotiana tabacum. And this is what we use. It's like incense in a church,
Okay.
Your good words and your thoughts or your relationship you're forming, it all goes up to the Creator, and this helps you.
You don't smoke any of this?
You can smoke it. You can put, we put it in a pipe.
Okay.
You can put it in a bowl and smoke it, and smudge people, cleanse them. There's, negative spirit. And then you can put it in a fire that's going. Anything to carry your words. your thoughts.
Well, thank you so much. You have a beautiful garden here, a ton of hard work. So give it up for Tanya, and thanks for giving me a small history lesson. I appreciate that.
Thank you for coming out here. Thank you.
This is a gem. Check this place out here, especially if you're in the Ganondagan, Victor, Manchester area. This is just a short drive away. If you're in Rochester, make the drive over here. A lot to learn. We'll check back in with you guys in about 20 minutes.
It's so beautiful out there.
It really is. Yeah, it's one of those days where I'm like, I can't wait to get out of the studio and go out and enjoy the sunshine. Chris, thank you.
Hey, don't go anywhere. When Arc Rochester returns, it's time for this morning's weather trivia.
Meteorologist Mark will be here after this. Welcome back. Meteorologist Marty Snyder joins us now. Marty, we have sunshine and warm temperatures on tap for today.
Yeah.
We also have weather trivia to get to as well.
Yeah, time for some weather trivia. And today we're going to see a few more clouds than yesterday. So I figured we'll talk about clouds today.
All right, let's do it.
A little more than almost zero that we saw at times yesterday, so we changed it around a little bit. But we want to know about the process of cloud formation, this specific process that we're talking about here. So the Earth's topography can help create clouds. Now, what are clouds created through this process called? So we're not looking for like cirrus or stratus or something like that. It's more of the process itself. So are they orographic clouds? Are they pseudo clouds? Are they shear clouds? Or are they diurnal clouds?
Okay, question.
Yeah.
Is this something that as a meteorologist you just know? Like in your mind you're like, oh yeah, I know the answer to this. Or did you think to yourself, you know, while you're creating the question, oh, I want to do research on X, Y, and Z? Yeah,
no, it's one that, you know, is usually taught in Met 101 or 110 or whatever they call it.
Okay.
So yeah, it's one that's usually out there.
Okay.
So through basic meteorology, but it's one that, you know, you probably learned years and years ago, but you know, you just forget about, you know, you don't use it every day, which I'm totally honest.
I struggled with earth science. So this is always like, yeah.
It was me with math. I had a hard time with math, but if applied to meteorology, I was good with it. If I could apply variables to it,
it's a perfect
derivatives,
fit.
differential equations,
Oh, not
Ooh,
differentials.
No, I couldn't do that. But so hopefully folks can give a guess at that question. Just post it on Facebook. So that's online right now. So give your best guess. And we're going to be back in a little less than an hour, a little after 9 o'clock, and have the answer for that.
Nice.
See what folks have to say about that one and what their guesses are. But today, like I mentioned, I alluded to, we're going to see a few more clouds than what we saw yesterday. Overall, kind of some quiet weather for a lot of the day. It's one of those days where we're going to have just a little bit more heat, a little bit more humidity today, and I think we're just bound to see a little pop-up shower or thunderstorm by the afternoon. Few and far between, even into the evening, can't rule out one. I think overall, pretty nice day coming up for us, but we're going to see that little change there where the humidity is going to be a bit higher. Little systems are going to pass by to our southeast, and you can see a few of those little showers that are down towards Binghamton right now and almost up to into Albany. So there is some shower activity out there. We may stay just on the western fringe of some of that during the day today if it provides just enough of a spark to cause a shower or two for us. But at this point, starting off with some clearing. Some sunshine working in pretty well at this point. We did see a few clouds really early this morning. They moved east and away associated with that little system. It's down towards Binghamton at this point. But for us, a fair amount of sun for the short term, a little bit more cloud cover as we head deeper into the day. 68 currently. So that temperature up quite a bit from that early morning low that was mainly in the lower 60s, a couple areas in the 50s. Even the dew point, that's going to start to creep up a little bit. Yesterday it came up a little bit, and I think today we're going to be more in the mid 60s for dew points. So that's going to help to at least add to that humid feel that we'll experience this afternoon relative to recent days. So a little bit of a change there. And most temperatures right now, they're in the 60s. Notice a couple little pockets of 70s scattered in there. West of town, some 70s, 71s, even 72 in Warsaw. Even off to the east, a couple 72s and a 71 showing up. So again, these numbers moving along pretty well. And today is going to be one of those cases where we see a little bit more cloud cover than the previous day during the afternoon, even during this time frame here where there's not a whole lot of precipitation shown. I just can't rule out any one of those little clouds forming a shower or two. Few and far between, maybe a little better chance as we get into some of the evening and late evening hours with that one little segment that lifts up and through from southwest to northeast. But that should be about it out of this. Not really a widespread type rain, but that chance is there for a few showers. Now, as we head into tomorrow, very similar process plays out. We're going to see at least those clouds try to hold on. Notice around us, you can see a couple showers try to pop up, and just at randomly, I can't rule out a couple of those at least closer to town during that time frame. Few and far between. But yeah, that chance is there going into tomorrow as well for maybe a little pop-up shower to make its way in. So a little different than what we did experience yesterday. But 86 for high temperature today. Again, that slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm by the afternoon. Average high is 82, so we're going to come in about 4 degrees above that. Even the low, fair amount above that average low for this time of year. Average is 62. We'll be up to about the upper 60s for that low tonight. 86 tomorrow and 83 into Friday. Probably Friday the highest risk of seeing a couple more showers and thunderstorms. And then that risk begins to back off a little bit for the weekend for rain. Doesn't go away entirely, but it is there just slightly. Some 80s for highs then. And generally you can see that pattern. Mostly 80s for highs. One little lone 70s reading there on Tuesday. But in general, some very summer-like weather in store for us. And like I mentioned, that humidity, that's going to pick up a little more today than what we saw yesterday. Temperatures a little higher. So you notice between those two variables changing a bit, you'll notice that little bit of a difference with how it's going to feel going into this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking about it earlier, and the Tuesday where it's going to be in the 70s,
Yeah.
good opportunity to turn off the air conditioning unit.
Yes.
Go let some of that nice summer air in. It's going to feel good.
Yeah,
That's what I was trying to do is cool down the house a little bit overnight, open up the windows a little bit, let some of that cooler air then shut them and, put the drapes, close the drapes, close the blinds and all that. And that helps to cool things down a little bit for a couple extra hours. But, usually it does eventually find its way of heating up, as we all know.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, that is a good point. I always like to open the windows because especially over the last couple of days, over the weekend, there were some showers. I was like, it's time to let the sunshine in.
Right, yeah. And that's like I was saying yesterday. I had to get out, get the lawn mowed because I was away for a while. So, that was starting to get high. So cut that yesterday, letting it dry out a little bit so it's a little bit easier to take care of today. And that's my task today. I got to rake the lawn when I get home.
Listen, I was saying it the other day. You just paid for the kids' vacation. I feel like,
They can
get
help
them
a
out
little
there,
bit.
right?
Right?
If they're awake.
That's questionable. I know now they aren't. This
Oh,
time
wow.
of day.
Maybe by the time you get
Yeah,
home.
not 9 o'clock.
All
But
right.
then football practice starts next week, so my son will.
Okay.
He'll be up by then. He'll have a reason to.
Well, yeah, it's a good reason.
Yeah.
All right, Marty, thank you.
Sure.
Hey, don't go anywhere. We have so much more to come here on ARC Rochester.
We'll be right back.
8:33 on this Wednesday morning. Thanks so much for staying with us here on ARC Rochester. We want to take you behind the story as the war in Iran drives up prices at the pump and oil companies are reporting record profits.
As national correspondent Atra El-Nashar reports, the president is now accusing them of making too much money and demanding they lower gas prices.
Gas is expensive and drivers are exhausted.
A couple of cents makes dollars of difference over time.
President Trump showing his frustration too, but his beef is with oil companies.
Based on a shortage, they're making too much money. I don't like it.
The shortage the president's talking about comes from the fallout of the Iran war. The Iranian regime closing the Strait of Hormuz, which before the war was used to transport 1/5 of the world's oil. The day before the war began, U.S. gas prices averaged $2.98. Tuesday, it was $4.08.
Every day that crude oil prices are going up or down, gasoline and diesel prices are following. And the big oil companies are really market takers.
President Trump calling out two of America's biggest oil companies that just released earnings for the second quarter, when crude oil prices were at their highest in the war so far.
Chevron, too much money. ExxonMobil, too much money.
Chevron reporting $12 billion in adjusted earnings during the second quarter, compared to $3.1 billion in the same quarter last year. ExxonMobil reports $14.7 billion in earnings, more than double last year's $7.1 billion. Rounding out earnings for America's big three oil companies, ConocoPhillips reports its Q2 results Thursday. Trump isn't the first president to complain. Here was then President Biden after Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022.
It's time for these companies to stop war profiteering.
The fact of the matter is there's a number of people in the supply chain that are covering their costs and making a profit.
Like petroleum refineries. ExxonMobil CEO points to a supply bottleneck from limited refining capacity.
Pump prices are being established by the supply and demand of refining petroleum products, not crude.
President Trump says oil companies should give money back to the public, though didn't explain how or how much, and cut retail prices. But according to the American Petroleum Institute, fewer than 5% of gas stations are owned by these big oil companies. In Washington, I'm Atra El-Nashar.
There's much more to come here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back. We're once again going live to Chris Lopez, who's learning more about a historic site located in Victor.
And we are streaming right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel and foxrochester.com. You can join us there.
I want the longhouse in the
Mic
backdrop.
check. Chris, where's your polo from? I want one. It's a good color.
Oh!
Can you hear IFB?
Oh, yeah, I do.
There it is. That's part of the game.
This morning, we're taking you around town, our new series where we hit the road and visit different towns, villages, and cities to show you the people, places, and stories that make our community special.
And this morning, we're making a stop in Victor. Chris Lopez is live at Ganondagan State Historic Site, where he's getting a look at the history, culture, and unique experiences this area has to offer. Hey there, Chris. Looks like lacrosse of sorts.
Good morning. Check out the spread I have for you guys. We were talking about corn, so naturally what we brought out are lacrosse sticks instead on this table. I'm here with Ansley this morning. You're pretty much, I want to call you just a lacrosse extraordinaire because you not only play the game at a high level, you can also explain the historical significance of it. And that's what you're going to do right now.
Absolutely.
Because I had no idea that the Haudenosaunee originated lacrosse, the game of lacrosse.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. What we actually call the game is Dewanio, which basically means the stick, ball and stick game. Okay. And so a lacrosse stick would be essentially made out of, hickory, shagbark hickory tree. And then inside of it would probably be, some sort of a deer hide or something like that, rawhide, deer hide. And this one has more of like a racket style. So this is more of like an earlier version where the game would have been played with just the ball and you're kind of, shuffling through the crowd and things like that. And imagine there'd be, 200-300 guys playing in a game at a time. This is a very spiritual game to the Haudenosaunee people. It's part of our ceremonial practices and things like that. It's America's first team sport as well, predating America, obviously. But this was a gift given to us by the Creator. It was used to, settle disputes at different times, but also to uplift people's spirits when we would play the medicine games.
Did you say 200 to 300 people on the field at one time?
Could be more.
Okay.
Could be more.
Oh, no rules, I guess.
Yeah, and it could be between nations. It could be between clans and things like that. As we kind of go through this, we're going to see sort of the evolution of the game. So we saw a much wider, broader head there. This stick has got kind of that wide head as well, but it now is incorporating like a boot lace, so like a shoelace, and then probably more like a rawhide leather, like a cowhide leather that's included in that. And down the side rail here, you got more of like a nylon that's replaced some of the rawhide. The rawhide, after a number of years, will kind of wear out and need to be replaced. This is more of an earlier version of maybe like a box lacrosse style head. It's got a narrower frame here, narrower part of the head here. This is very much still played on the territories, on the communities and the reservations and things like that. Still very much used in box lacrosse as well. There's two versions of the game. There's a field lacrosse version, which is played at like the collegiate and high school level, and then there's box lacrosse, which is played inside of an arena, like a hockey floor with no ice, obviously. There's a turf that's basically down, or they'll play on cement floors or astroturf and stuff like that. And coincidentally, the Seneca Nation, my nation, I'm a member of the Seneca Nation. I'm a Wolf Clan member. Our nation owns the Rochester Nighthawks, which is the local Rochester professional lacrosse team. They play in the National Lacrosse League, the NLL, and very proud to represent them. So as we move down the line, now we got something that's a little bit of a connoisseur's type of item here. This is a full bend, which is pretty rare to see. You don't see that often, where the entire head of it is actually full bent. It's actually got a wood frame all the way around. It's made out of hickory, so it's pretty hard. Chris, let me give you a good whack.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just
Whack.
yep. No, I don't want to. And it's got sort of this like fishing net or nylon that's in there. Pretty consistent in terms of like the passing and things like that. We're using a modern ball today. This is a rubber ball, solid rubber. So these balls travel upwards of about 110 miles an hour when somebody's shooting. And there's a goalie. There's a guy standing in there trying to stop that. So I was never a goalie, but my daughter is. So shout out to Elsie Jemison. My son Torin is a budding lacrosse player, and he wants to be a goalie. Nobody wants to be a goalie, Dad. You know what I mean? No. But it's okay. We love both my kids. They're awesome kids. They play for Fairport, so shout out to Fairport Lacrosse. Okay, and then the last one. This is what we call, more of the modern style lacrosse stick. This is a plastic head all the way around. It has a mesh on the inside of it. And again, they've kind of transitioned from like the old leathers to this mesh. It's got a little bit more consistent pocket where you can make more accurate passes and throws and things like that. I've always been a traditional guy, so I always like the leathers a little bit more. So the old guys, the old timers and things like that, when these started to come around, they used to make fun of the guys that would play these because they used to call them Tupperware. I don't know how old you are, Chris, but I don't know if you remember Tupperware.
I'm old. I'm 35.
Oh, okay, that's not old. I'm 50, so I'm old. So Tupperware is what they used to call it because it was made out of plastic. So we'll give you one of these guys to try out, Chris. Take one of the ones from the arsenal here.
I was doing solid with this one.
Okay,
was I?
You were.
I was doing
great.
solid with this one. Last question though, did they do this to settle wars, disputes?
They could use this to settle disputes, any wars and things like that, to kind of move away from that, and continue on that concept of peace that we talk about in and amongst the Haudenosaunee people. If we wanted to settle land disputes, maybe had something that was going on in the community or something like that over territorial hunting rights and and things like that, we could play a game of lacrosse and settle it right in the field. So pretty awesome.
That's crazy. That's why there was 300 people out on there.
It could be.
Okay,
So
all right.
one more quick shout out, sorry. So Original People's Podcast, we do that here at Ganondagan. That's the podcast that I host. My son Torin, he made a version of my podcast logo. So Original People's Podcast, if you want to hear more contemporary stories on Indigenous people, Native peoples, but also history as well. So give us a listen. We're on all the major platforms for podcasting, and we'd love to have you on.
That's the least amount of questions I've asked in my career here at Channel 13. This guy's an encyclopedia. We will leave you with the game of catch.
It's like a kid in a candy store. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Okay.
He's doing great. Oh.
Can we take him
A
full
big
screen
challenge.
again? I want to see closer.
Can't pick it up with your hand, you'll get your hand knocked off. That's the one rule about the game. You can't touch it with your hand.
All right, all right. No.
Check it out. Oh, no.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Chris. Be safe out there.
Thank you.
When our Rochester returns, we are getting some tips on how to set yourself up for a successful coffee meeting.
Yeah, we'll have more coming up after this.
Good morning from St. John Fisher University, where the Bills will have today off from training camp, and then they will be back on the field tomorrow morning and Friday morning before they break camp and head back to Orchard Park for the return of the Blue-Red. Yesterday, multiple things going on here at camp, including some altercations between the offense and the defense, some fights going on, and then the play of the day, which is Josh Allen looking for DJ Moore. They've been making a connection all camp long. This about a 60-yard pass in triple coverage, and he got the touchdown. Afterward, his wide receiver partner, Khalil Shakir, reacted to the play by DJ.
Dude, honestly, man, their connection has been unreal. Like, it's been, like, when you watch stuff like that, it just feels fake, like how beautiful that play was. I mean, DJ was just gliding. All three DBs are kind of like, looks like they're really straining to get there, and DJ's kind of just chilling. The ball, I mean, absolutely unreal.
So they're off today, back to practice here tomorrow. The latest on Buffalo Plus. We have a special guest. Micah Hyde, the former Bills safety, joins Jenna, Dan, and myself on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. It is just the beginning. Micah will be a weekly contributor to Buffalo Plus during the entire season. You can go right now to the YouTube channel and check it out. Micah Hyde joining with Buffalo Plus. And that is sports this morning. I'm Mike Catalana.
Good to see you.
You too.
Welcome
How
back.
are you?
I'm good. So glad to have you in. I was
Thanks.
like, yes.
Hi, Leah.
The girl show? Is it the girl show?
Yes.
Oh my God. This is too powerful. Are you kidding me?
Good to see you.
You as well, Abby. It's been so long.
Let's talk about something that sounds pretty simple, grabbing coffee. But that coffee meeting could actually be a great way to make connections, learn from someone in your industry, and maybe even open the door to your next opportunity.
This morning, we're getting tips on how the art of the coffee meeting and ways to turn a quick cup of coffee into a meaningful professional connection. For more, we're joined now by Decision Day podcast host, Leah Leverich. Good morning to you.
Good morning, girl show.
I know, seriously. It's great to have you on. And, I'm big on the coffee meeting. I think that is such a great way to either make a connection or keep a connection and keep it casual.
Yes, I think as a young professional, it's the easiest way to learn from anybody and to kind of start building your network and get in those rooms. Because if you come from a place of adding value, like, I want to learn more from you, Abby, let's go get coffee, and just really hearing about your expertise, your experience, and gaining your perspective, and then building that relationship, you never know where it will lead.
And you kind of talked about the approach a little bit, but how do you go about, opening that door saying, hey, would you mind meeting with me? Because for some people, you may be in an industry where you really idolize this person or really look up to them, and you're like, I don't know if I can actually reach out.
Yeah, so it's not as hard as it seems. It's a great conversation starter or call to action. So if I was already talking to you at an event or we were out, that's a great way to segue into, I want to talk with you more. off of this setting, let's go do something separately. So you could do it that way. Or you could reach out just on LinkedIn. That's a great way. We've talked about that before. Email works, but if you have someone's direct number or phone number, anything like that, just as simple as, I would love to learn more from you. Could we set aside time to either grab coffee? Virtual meetings work if you really want to talk with this person. And yeah, just come from the place of you're curious, you want to learn from them, you don't want anything from them aside from that. Just a great conversation and to see what opportunities can come from it.
Yeah. I have more questions, but I have to know, who pays for the coffee?
Ooh, okay. I think if you initiate it, kind of like a date, if you initiate it, you should be buying it, or you kind of cover your own. There have been much older people that I've met with that are like, no, I'm buying your drink and I don't have a say. And I'm like, okay, so I just kind of get like a water, something very simple, because you don't want to be like, I'll have this, elaborate drink on the first meeting. It's like a good first impression. So it's kind of up to you, but keep in mind that it is the first impression.
And when it comes about scheduling, for example, you obviously don't want to take up too much of their time, but you don't want to limit yourself either by saying, do you have 30 minutes or something?
Right.
How do you sort of set the parameters?
So I think the most important thing that a lot of people don't realize that I've picked up from doing a lot of these is if you were to reach out to somebody like, Stephanie, let's get coffee. If I leave the date and the time up to you, but I'm the one that wants to, that could benefit the most from the conversation, it's less likely that the meeting will actually happen versus if I was like, are you free on August 11th at this time? Make it very direct because these people are busy, especially if you're going after the high achievers, the people high up in different companies. So definitely approach them with a date and time and then be mindful of they're busy, they probably have no more than an hour. So keep everything pretty efficient, and you don't ever want to be sitting in a coffee shop for 3+ hours if they're super busy, unless the conversation is that good. But you kind of just keep in mind, let's make this efficient and impactful in the moment.
Yeah.
So let's say they have a goal in mind. They want to work for, let's say, Wegmans, right? Okay. They know at some point in their career they would like to work for Wegmans in the I don't even know the departments. Let's say the
marketing.
Marketing. Yeah, marketing. Okay, so do you recommend that they start reaching out to people kind of up the food chain first and then try to get a meeting with somebody way at the top of the department? Or do you think you just reach for the stars right off the bat?
I think whoever you can come in contact with. If you already have a direct in, if you have a relative that works for Wegmans, maybe who do they know? Just start somewhere, because then you could ask them, I want to work in this role. What are the steps that I need to take to get there? And then you can go backwards of okay, this person is the entry level. Let me talk to them and see what degree I need, what experience I need, and then you kind of move up. But if you can reach out, I think LinkedIn's the easiest because these very high-level professionals are checking their LinkedIn for the most part. So if you can get them there, you might as well try. I think it's just however many darts you throw, whatever that phrase is, you just try all of your options.
And obviously preparation is a very important part of this, given that, you want to limit the time to an hour or so. So how does that preparation sort of look like? Do you go in with a set plan of questions without sounding robotic? Do you have some topics?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
This is huge. And I talk about this more on the full episode on Decision Day because there's so many points here. But you want to set the intention pretty clearly. What do you want to learn from it? But also, yes, have questions prepared or some sort of background knowledge on the person. If you go in blind, I've had some people that invite me to coffee meetings and I can tell they didn't look up anything. So now I got to tell them the whole story, and it kind of takes away some of the time that we could be talking about ways to collaborate. So definitely go in with some background knowledge and what do you want to ask them. Some students that I've met with have written it out on paper. The only thing is allow your mind to be curious in the moment. You don't have to stick to your 5 questions that you wrote down. You can branch off and ask other things because it's also a little bit transactional when it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. Nice to meet with you. It's what just happened? Yeah. I thought this was, a conversation, not an interview. So there's different ways to go about it, but definitely keep it light and back and forth. Good back and forth.
Yeah. The coffee meeting ends, right? And let's say it was a success. Do you recommend people reach back out and say, thank you for the time? Or do you think that, once it's done, it's over and it's time to move on?
If you take away one thing from this whole thing, it's the follow-up. Once you leave, I'd say within the hour and so on, follow up with the person, thanking them for their time, for sharing their knowledge. And then I always use this line, if there's ever any way that I could help you, let me know, something like that. And I genuinely mean it. That's how you start to become top of mind for these people, and the relationship is deeper when they think of you and they're like, oh, Leah would be great for this event. Let me invite her because because she'll probably go. And that's how you start getting these opportunities just flowing, where you don't really have to look for them anymore because you've built up this network. But follow-up is huge. Any way that you can add value at the very end or just thank them is really great.
And you mentioned your podcast just a minute or so ago. For anyone at home who wants to listen, where can they listen and how can they connect with you?
Yep, at Decision Day Podcast on social media, and the podcast is available on all platforms.
Excellent. Leah, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it. We'll post a link to Leah's podcast and all of this information over on our website, foxrochester.com.
Hey, stick around. We have so much more to come here on ARC Rochester.
We'll be back with the 9 o'clock hour. Nine o'clock on this Wednesday morning, August 5th. Thank you for sticking with us here on ARC Rochester. I'm Abby Fridman.
And I'm Stephanie Joseph. That is meteorologist Marty Snyder back with us for the answer to weather trivia.
Yeah.
We've got muddy paws and a beautiful sunny forecast to start things off today.
Looking pretty nice, yeah. And like I mentioned in the break, we finally got our question out online. We have the system where we go through a step and it posts it, or supposedly to online, but it never went when I thought it went out this morning. So we got out a little bit late, but I know we got some responses. So apologies to everyone who was patient for that to finally hit online. So here's that question for today. We didn't see many clouds to start the day, but we're going to see more as we head through the day. So I figured, hey, let's talk about clouds today. So the Earth's topography can help create clouds. What are clouds created through this process called? So we have different choices there for you. We have orographic clouds, I can't even say that, pseudo clouds, shear clouds, or diurnal clouds. I can't speak this morning, but hopefully other people have a little guess of what the answer is there.
I wouldn't be able to say it either.
Yeah.
So here are the choices there. Okay, we have a lot of A's and C's. So Allison, Debbie, Kyla, and another Debbie with an A. We have Cheryl and Barbara with a C. We have Cassandra with an A. Ron, D. Florence, A. Have a great day. I love ARC Rochester. Thank you, Florence. Appreciate you. Janet with A. And David with C. Happy Hump Day. Yeah, we're almost there. The Lima Pumpkin Festival and Ag Day with an A. Lisa and her dad with C. Don with A, David with A, Greg, Don's husband with C, Judy, David's wife with D. It's like a genealogy list.
Yeah, right.
So, okay, thanks for all the participation. Like I say, I know we're a little late getting that out there this morning, but thanks for everyone who did participate. Now, do you guys have a guess?
Well, I feel like sheer clouds, it's too simple.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not even going to try to say B, so that's a no from me.
Okay.
And I'm going to go A because that seems like the most science-y one.
There were a lot of A answers that people came back with.
Yeah.
I think I'll jump on the A bandwagon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you're both on the right track there.
all
Orographic
right.
clouds. So orographic means associated with or influenced by the presence of mountains or even hills. They sometimes can produce those. And for B there, I just went through the glossary that the American Meteorological Society has online because I just needed another one. That is a southwest wind across, I think it's Lake Geneva in Switzerland.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like southwest in French.
Yeah.
Sudois is kind of similar to southwest in French, so I figured that's where it came from. But I just went through and was like, okay, I need a word, and that's where that one came from. That was just random.
But you know what? The creativity, you get points for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm trying. For Wednesday, I'm trying.
Yeah.
You're succeeding.
It's working.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have Muddy Paws, and we're going to go to wildlife today. This is a little different. This is not a domesticated animal, but if you look back behind that little feeder there,
Oh my God.
a little chipmunk, and you look closely, he's starting to stuff his cheeks there, trying to have some dinner. So as you can see in the caption there, I was trying to come up with a name. We're calling him Alvin.
Hey, there you go.
Very fitting.
That's who that is. So he's trying to enjoy dinner there. We'll leave him alone. We'll talk about the forecast while he's trying to gather his dinner there for later today. We have dry paws today. Next few days, it's one of those cases where, yeah, that risk of rain does come up a little bit. You know, it kind of looks generally dry, but I think we will have a little better chance of thunderstorms over upcoming days. Today, that risk stays fairly low, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, may see a couple more scattered ones try to make their way across the area. And even with that said, today, not entirely dry for all areas. I think we may see a little stray shower or thunderstorm heading into the afternoon. And today, it's going to be a little warmer than recent days. We're going to see the humidity come up a little bit compared to recent days. So we'll notice that difference by the afternoon where it's going to have a little more of a summer-like feel to this afternoon compared to, say, what we did see yesterday. Maybe a little less sunshine, but actually temperatures go a little higher today, putting us in that mid-80s range. Now, not much precipitation out there, but you can see that one little segment that's down to our southeast from northeastern Pennsylvania up through Binghamton and even up through the Susquehanna Valley there, so well off to our east and southeast. So it's out there, but we could be on the very western fringe of that, and those any showers or storms that do form today could travel that southwest to northeast path across our area. But for the short term, beautiful start. Sunshine working in pretty well. So really a nice start to the day. We will see a few more clouds try to enter. And right as I say that, you can see a few little shadows there just trying to be cast there in the very foreground. Not many clouds out there at this point, but a few more do form through the day. But 72 right now. And also, as I mentioned before, that dew point, that is going to be on an upward trend. We're already starting to see that. That was starting off at 59. It was 60 last hour. Now it's up to 62. So as the temperature climbs a little higher than yesterday, the dew point's going to come up a little higher as well. And put those two factors together, and there is going to be that more of a summer-like feel to this afternoon than what we experienced yesterday. Mostly in the 70s now for a lot of the area. We did start off with 60s, even a couple 50s, but now it's mainly 70 or slightly above, even some mid-70s to the east, 74s from Ontario, Clifton Springs, South Bristol as well. As you can see, a little more cloud cover today than yesterday. Still not a bad day for much of the day. I think as we head later into the afternoon, into the evening, could see a couple more showers try to form and could be a little more northerly extent to those than what the computer's trying to show there. But in general, I think a lot of today does stay dry. Just keep in mind, deeper into the day, that risk is there for a little pop-up shower, thunderstorm to pass through. Going into some of the nighttime hours, especially after midnight, what's left of that moves out. We quiet things down a little bit. And then for today, tomorrow, mainly dry. I just can't rule out a few more showers than what the computer's trying to show there. So that chance is still there tomorrow, but still pretty summer-like over these upcoming days with that humidity sticking around as we head through today and go into the rest of the week. But 86 for the next couple of highs, 83 as we head into Friday. And then temperatures still float back and forth a little bit, but generally hold that low to mid-80s range, maybe down a little into Tuesday of next week. But still a definite summer-like feel, a little more humid as we head through the day today than yesterday. So still a little more of a taste of summer today than what we had around yesterday, which was still a pretty nice day yesterday.
Honestly, it was.
Yeah.
The break from the humidity was nice, but I'm welcoming it back with open arms.
Yeah.
It's okay.
As we all know, it's not going to stick around for all that much longer.
I
Has to end at some
know.
point. So, enjoy summer while it's here.
Yes.
We were talking about how the sunrise and sunset, they're already moving. It's not too bad for the sunset, but the sunrise is already, oh no, the countdown is here.
no.
Oh wow,
Why are we doing this?
47?
That doesn't matter.
It's 47 days. That's a long time.
It is.
That's a long time. I don't
By
know.
September.
I know some
winds
people
of
like
change.
fall, and I like fall, but that's just kind of, I see
Jarring.
that. I'm like, oh.
Well, that's like late fall. That's not even
Yeah.
early fall. That's like a
That's like-
November sky, or no, October sky.
That's mid to late October, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not
I
ready.
feel the same way, Abby.
Yeah. Well, you know, listen, I love fall. I do.
Yeah.
Halloween, amazing.
I was going to say, you're looking forward to the 31st.
Yeah. And then you've got the holidays after that, and you
Yeah.
know, there's nothing wrong with that, but I just, you know, we have to enjoy
Feels
summer
too
still.
soon.
Yeah.
Yes, there's much left to enjoy.
Still, what, a month till Labor Day?
Is it?
Give or take? I don't
Yeah.
know. I could be
Yeah.
off by a little bit, but we got time.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got time.
Yep. All right, Marty, thank you.
Sure.
We still have much more to get to here on ARC Rochester. When we come back, we're continuing to look ahead to the upcoming Rochester Veg Fest. It's happening this month.
Hey, take us with you. You can watch us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live on the 13 WHAM YouTube page and foxrochester.com. We're back after this. Looks fantastic.
I know. You were here last year.
Yes, I was.
And I remember you brought beet juice, and it like blew my mind because I love beet juice. Didn't taste anything like it. So good.
Thank you.
They are just grabbing a quick mic check. Can you just say your first and last name?
Anthony Miller.
Perfect. Excellent. What did you bring today?
This morning, we are continuing our preview of the Rochester Veg Fest, which is taking over Parcel 5 August 23rd. Today, we are spotlighting one of the vendors that will be featured at the festival, the Veg-E-Table.
The local business is serving up plant-based food with a focus on making vegan eats flavorful, creative, and approachable. We're joined now by the owner and chef, Anthony Miller, to talk about what inspired Veg-E-Table and what you can expect to try at Veg Fest. Great to see you. We had you on the show last year. We were talking during the commercial break. The food you make is fantastic.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your business, and then we're going to talk about the food that you brought today.
Right, so right now, currently, we mainly do pop-ups, catering, things of that nature. We'll be, again, at the Veg Fest, of course, this year for the second time. And like you said, we're just focused on creating flavorful, great dishes for the vegan community here in Rochester.
How did you first discover or become vegan?
So I actually took a trip abroad. I went to London for about 3 weeks, and their food standards are a lot higher. Right? The things that they can have in their food, it's way more restrictive. And so when I came back, the food tasted different, I'll just say, right? And so with that, I took a journey to become healthier. I decided to go pescatarian for a while. And then I went ahead and went vegan just to challenge myself from a diet perspective. And I loved it. And that was almost 6 years ago. My plan was to do it for about 60 days. And I'm going to stay this way for the rest of my life now.
You know, you hear from people and they try to become vegetarian, they try to become vegan, and you hear them say, I just missed cheese, or I missed milk, or regular ice cream, or whatever. But it seems like the dishes that you make, you can't tell a difference.
Exactly, and that's my whole goal, especially here in Rochester. I felt like for hot foods, it was very limited with the options, especially when I want to taste something that is authentic, right? And so I really took a deep dive in learning how to master these techniques in different tastes, so I can make sure that I can replicate it in my dishes, right? So it does taste like cheese, it does taste like whatever you want to eat, right? And so I've been able to master these techniques just through studying, doing research, watching videos, and trial and error, and I think it's come out really good.
And speaking of it's come out really good, we have some samples for us here in studio. Tell us about what you have starting from here, and we'll work our way over.
All right, let's get into it. So here I have what I'm calling a golden hour juice. So with that, we have pineapple, oranges, a little bit of lemon, green apple in there. Tastes amazing. It's very good for your skin, boost the retinol in your body, which again is just gonna help you with having great skin, right? So here we have our green juice. Overall, it helps with your health, right? So we have pineapple, cucumber, celery, lemon, a little ginger in there as well. And that one's gonna taste really good despite it being green. I know that scares people away sometimes, but it actually tastes really good.
Can we try them? Is that okay?
Yeah, of course. I would love for you to. Which one do you wanna go first?
What do you think, Steph?
Orange one works.
Orange? All right, cool.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Good.
Get a little shake. The fresh juices, it separates some.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Looks fantastic.
That's a healthy pour too, my friend. Thank you.
Yeah, we give big portions.
Yeah, well,
with everything.
these smell great.
Oh, it tastes so fresh.
Let me get some.
Refreshing
with you
as
guys.
well.
That's crazy, dude. That's really, really good. Christian,
we match.
Do you want to try?
Yeah, what is it?
Come on over.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
What is it? Pineapple?
Pineapple, carrots, oranges, green apple, and some lemon in there as well.
That's fantastic.
Yep, you just finished.
And you said this is good for skin, hair.
Yep, that one is great for your skin.
Like I care about that. I wish I had your hair. I would do something like that.
Oh yeah, it looks good, right? Thanks, appreciate it.
Oh yeah, this is
wonderful.
Solid.
Yeah.
And then we can. Want to try the green one next?
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
Go ahead and chug this.
I'm a bit of a glugger, sorry.
Me too. Anytime I open a drink, I just chug pretty much the whole thing immediately.
Yeah, like a big can, like a tall boy, like a big can of beer. Yeah. Right
I
now.
imagine that this is really good for hydration too.
Oh yes, for sure. Especially when you're talking about the cucumber one and celery.
Wow, that's really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Is there mint in there or something?
No, there's no mint in this. There's some ginger.
Oh,
but yeah, ginger, lemon.
Yeah. This is, I'm trying to think. I mean, you can taste the celery.
Yes, but it's not overpowering.
No.
Right.
It might be the ginger that I'm getting. That's really good.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yep, that's the ginger kind of on the back end. And usually with fresh juices, if they sit for a day or two, the ginger mellows out some.
Yeah.
But I like it like this personally.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about the green juice, the purpose of drinking it is to improve your health, right? So I try to make these ones taste as good as possible, but the core of this one is about the benefit, the health. That's really why we're drinking it, right? So this one is more about the benefits than it is about the taste, and this one is like, the benefits are great, but it tastes amazing. I could drink this all day.
Yeah, me too. All right, what else did you bring? Because we're running low on time here.
Yeah.
Although
All right,
I could drink that all day.
I know.
It's really good.
Yeah, so then we have here our macaroni and cheese.
Oh, wow.
And I've actually changed my recipe from how I've made it in the past.
Fantastic.
And this is all, it's all vegetables.
Oh, yes, this is all vegetables. So I made the cheese sauce out of potatoes, carrots, onions, and actually cannellini beans. Right, so if you taste it, I'm sure you won't be able to tell that's in there, but it adds a boost of protein. So that's something I'm very intentional about as well with creating my dishes.
Yeah.
I focus on creating high protein, still flavorful dishes. So go ahead and give that a try. Let me know what you guys think.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's great.
That's something. That's really good.
I don't even know how you wouldn't be able to tell that that is potato and that's amazing.
Not at all.
It definitely has that comfort feel to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the goal, especially with a dish like this. And then lastly, we have our Rasta pasta. Do you guys mind mushrooms?
No.
Okay, cool. I brought one with no mushrooms.
That is better than Kraft, I will say that right now. That's really good, yeah.
Well, that's a good brand. Let's see if it's be around for as long as them.
Yeah.
And you said that this is a little spicy, right?
Yeah, this is the spicy.
Okay. All right. Do you care if I reuse my fork? Is that okay?
No, it's fine.
All right.
You need a little bit more juice for after, or you're good with the spice?
I think I should be okay.
right, cool.
All right. Let me see here.
And there's some.
Yeah,
I've got to put a little scallions on top, little garnish.
Oh, wow.
Get everything.
There you go. Go for it.
That's really good. That does have a heat to it, though.
Mm-hmm. I
At
tell
the
you,
end there.
like a 6'7", I think, no pun intended. I know the kids these days, but.
I don't even know what that means, but I hear it everywhere, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good. Really,
is.
really
Yeah.
good. All right, we're out of time here, but we could keep eating this. For somebody who wants to check you out at either Veg Fest or check you out outside of Veg Fest, how can they do that?
Yeah, so follow us on Instagram. It's at ROCVeg_E_table. And then, of course, at the Veg Fest on the 23rd, we'll be out there all day.
Fantastic.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We appreciate
Thank you.
it. We'll post all that information for you on foxrochester.com.
Hey, don't go far. When Arc Rochester returns, we are asking ourselves the question, is this story truth or is it trash?
We'll be right back after this. Time for another edition of Truth or Trash.
Here we go.
Let's do it, Christian.
I got 5 stories to rip through.
Wow.
So let's get moving. We got some work to do. Let's roll our sleeves up and get ready. So I got 5 stories. Here we go. First one, scientists expanding search for alien life with new radio frequencies. Scientists are wondering, what if aliens have already reached out to us and we left them hanging? A new study from the University of Manchester is saying we need to use all radio spectrums to reach out and start checking as many as we can. For years, many researchers have been using low frequencies between 1.42 and 1.66 gigahertz. Perhaps there's been an alien who's been calling us and we just could not hear it. And there's those file drops from the Pentagon there, some of the video there. Number 2, Koreans turn to tarot to glean thoughts of pets. Pet tarot is sweeping Seoul, South Korea, as tarot reader Hwang Soo-kyung is helping anxious pet parents understand animal thoughts. The deck of cards is actually designed for pets to pick. In one instance, a rescue dog dealing with trauma picked a card from the deck, suggesting they were still anxious, but were making progress. Now, there are challenges here with letting pets pick cards, because if you bring in a snake or a turtle, what are you going to do?
Well, yeah.
Like you'd have to pick it yourself, and that kind of ruins the whole
Might
thing.
be able to
Like slither
In and wiggle in and
yeah.
with their tongue. And, I don't know how that works, but anyway, story.
I don't want to see it either.
Yeah, you don't want to see it again. We got work to do, guys, so we'll keep moving, okay? Here we go. Sleeves are up. Here we are. Older man looking for sugar baby on Tinder has a bad date. 67-year-old David O'Brien was on Tinder, trying to find a sugar baby, essentially a young woman he could shower with money and get together for romance.
Isn't this a question from yesterday?
question.
Is it?
The Texas man.
The Texas
No, this is a different.
Okay.
This is different. This is different. That was a good date.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. David met a 21-year-old who he promised to give $1,000 to every date. When it came time for the date, he spent money on her and brought her back to his home where she felt uncomfortable and tried to end the date and called her friends. O'Brien demanded the money back, and when the woman went to escape in a car with a friend, he chased her in his truck, he rammed their car, and held one of the people in the car at gunpoint. Police arrived, and he is now charged with aggravated assault with the intent to kill.
Oh my God.
Bad date.
Wow. Okay.
Bad date. No, so different from, yesterday's story was a good date in the shallow end of a pool, a public pool.
Oh.
Story number 3 now. Bumble Bubble Guts. Pensacola man Lonnie Wilson is getting backlash online after he posted screenshot chats from dating app Bumble. In the posts, he was calling out a woman who took a bit of a turn off in the conversation. When he asked, "How are you?" the woman kicked off the chat with Wilson, saying she recently had disruptive diarrhea from the lettuce at Taco Bell. The man then posting the conversation online, saying this was a total turnoff, and the woman facing some pretty significant blowback with people commenting things like, "Why would you go there? Way to lose a man," and "No one wants to hear about your S," quite literally.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Last story, man fakes own death to avoid drunk driving sentence. A man in China looked at his legal situation and decided it was time to die. The man had 3 offenses of drunk driving and was facing jail time. While out on bail, he recruited his family to buy a coffin and faked a lethal drug overdose. He held a funeral service that same day with his face covered by a blanket. When eyes were away, he left the coffin. The coffin went in the ground and he fled. Police found numerous holes in his story, and a manhunt was called. He was rearrested and sentenced to 5 months in jail and fined about $3,000. So those are the 5 stories right there. Scientists say let's expand the frequency for alien life with the radio frequencies. Koreans turning to tarot to glean the thoughts of pets. Older man looking for sugar baby on Tinder has a bad date. Bumble Bubble Guts, and man fakes own death to avoid drunk driving sentence. So we'll do ladies first, as usual. Chivalry's not dead. You know me.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know where to begin.
A lot going on here today, isn't there?
Yeah.
Kind of a hodgepodge of stories.
And they're intricate too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you have to give it a little thought here. Let it marinate.
Really got your thinking caps on here. Like I said, today's a day on for work. And this is what we get paid to do, right?
I guess for the first story, I'm going to say trash for that. But then again, I know we're always looking for extraterrestrial life, but I'm going to say trash. For the second one, I don't think it's out of the realm. I want to say truth for that. It's a bit interesting.
I wouldn't waste my time or money on that.
Yeah, you'd be surprised what some people do.
I know, yeah.
The Tinder one. I want to say that is truth as well. I just find it hard to believe that.
Such an aggressive turn towards the end, yeah.
And then the Bumble Bubble Guts. I want to say that truth as well.
When TMI kills the vibe.
So I'm thinking about it, and I'm just like, with Bumble, can you? Yeah. And then the last one, I would like to think that they're pretty strict over there about drunk driving.
Oh, in communist China, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Oh, I thought you said Canada.
No.
China, sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. I didn't have my listening ears on.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I was ripping through them, so.
It'd be hard to get to a third offense. The first time would probably be pretty harsh. So I want to say trash for that reason.
Okay, understood, yeah.
Okay.
Abigail.
I am saying truth for the alien story.
Yep.
Because I know that there's like a whole section of the government now dedicated to investigating extraterrestrial life out there. The tarot cards for the pets, I'm going to say true as well, because I have admittedly fallen down the rabbit hole when it comes to pet psychics online.
Oh, wow,
I've not
really?
paid for one, but I get caught up into the videos, so this wouldn't surprise me at all.
Funny.
Older man looking for sugar baby has a bad date. I would say that is true as well. Bumble, bubble guts, I'm gonna say that's trash, but like, funny.
Yeah.
And I mean, not for her, but you know, still. And then the faking your own death, I'm gonna say trash as well for that. So trash for the last two.
Okay.
All right.
Marty, you've done the last one.
Yeah, right.
Several times.
Please don't. First one, I'm going to call trash on that one because I think you gave it away. You said something about they're going to be searching in the 1.4 gigahertz range.
Yeah,
You're saying those are low
1.44.
frequencies. That's
1.66 gigahertz.
That's the opposite end of the radio
also-
spectrum from the low frequency spectrum.
Remember,
so-
this is also the University of Manchester in England.
Okay. Oh, I thought it was New York.
No,
New York,
University
Manchester,
of
New York.
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
just wondered.
yeah, next to the University of Shortsville. Yeah.
So I'm going to say no to that one because I think you gave that one away with your number. The tarot cards, I say true. I say people probably are doing that. The sugar baby one, I think true. It's bizarre, but I'd say true to that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to say trash to the fourth one, the gut one. I'm going to go with my gut on that one. And the last one, I'm going to say true.
Okay.
I'm going to say true for it.
Well, let's go through it. The first one, the numbers are right from, the first one's true. Got the numbers
Really?
right from the article, University of Manchester, talking about let's expand those frequencies, and those are low frequencies. Story number 2, which was the Korean, that's true. Pet tarot, I mean, it sounds ridiculous. Then you think about it like, yeah, okay, that's true. Number 3, the bad Tinder date with a sugar baby, that's true.
Wow.
The Bumble Bubble Guts, I made that up, that's fake. And the last one is true, and I was also surprised out of China that it was such a low sentence, third offense. You figure he'd be in a labor camp somewhere by now, but yeah.
Maybe like they're like, that was pretty creative.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Sure, kudos.
Maybe.
We respect you, yeah.
You know, with the Bumble story, like, I feel bad. Oh, well, it wasn't true, I guess. But like in my mind, I'm like, yeah, that's a current event topic. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if somebody was like, oh yeah, like you're not even gonna believe this.
What an icebreaker, yeah. Oh yeah, how you doing? Well, let me tell you, yeah.
Listen, I'm not one to judge. Thank you. 5 today.
Thank you. 5 stories.
New
yeah.
record.
And thank you, Ashley, as well, for working me through that because I always got to make sure you guys don't know about these before I come out here.
Yes.
A lot of preparation.
You do well.
No, thank you. Yes.
We still have much more to come this morning on ARC Rochester.
We're back after this. 9:34, one of the biggest names in pro wrestling, Chris Jericho, will be in Rochester in a couple of days, not to get in the ring, but to sing with one of his two bands.
He'll be at the Montage Music Hall with Kuarantine. Kuarantine.
Yeah.
His band is devoted to Kiss from the 1980s. Our executive producer, Mike DeGiorgio, a huge Kiss fan, so it made sense for him to talk about the band and the many other projects.
I'll tell you, I actually saw Quarantine already this year. My kid and I went to the show at Rome, New York.
Oh, cool.
In the theater. They're actually right up front.
Yeah, cool.
It was funny as I told people what we were going to be doing, where I was going. And I had to explain it to him. So I'm going to go see this guy, Chris Jericho. You probably know him best as a wrestler. I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. I'm like, all right, he's not wrestling. He's with his band. And then I had to explain it's not the band they might have heard of already. He's got this
another band.
And then I got to get even more specific and say it's a Kiss tribute that does mostly 80s non-makeup Kiss. So how did you end up down that rabbit hole to begin with?
Well, I mean, it's pretty simple. So that's always been my favorite era of Kiss. That was my Kiss gateway, was the Animalized record. I like makeup Kiss, obviously, but non-makeup Kiss was always my favorite. And during the lockdown, a couple friends of mine recorded a song and sent it to me. Said, guess what this is? And it was No, No, No from the Crazy Nights record. And I said, well, this is great. You want me to sing on it? And they said, yes. And we need a bass player. I knew PJ Farley had played with Trickster and did the Revenge tour with them. So it all kind of, we just had this perfect mix of guys that all loved the non-makeup era. And then because it was the lockdown, we called ourselves Quarantine with a K, get it? And then we released it to the radio because there wasn't a lot of new material coming out at the time because of the pandemic. And next thing you know, it becomes a top 20 hit. So we just continued to keep going with it and doing new songs. And then when the pandemic ended, we started doing live shows. And we realized there's a whole kind of niche market for this era of Kiss that Kiss barely even, refers to. And obviously Kiss doesn't even tour anymore. But when they did, they would do Heaven's on Fire or Lick It Up and maybe Hide Your Heart, but that was it. But there's so much other great material. So if you're a non-makeup Kiss fan, you know these songs and you're so excited to hear them.
Yep.
If you aren't, it doesn't matter because they're so infectious and so much fun. They're so it's such a party vibe. So it really works from a live element. And for us, we could literally tour this band probably every weekend if we were all available to. There's so much interest and so much desire to hear these songs. And so that's kind of where we're at and kind of how it all started. But man, what a cool era to tap into because there's so much great material that no one will ever know if we don't do it.
How do you think that material stands up to not just, people will compare it to 70s Kiss, but the other bands that were really hot at the time, the 80s quote unquote hair metal bands, your Bon Jovis and your Def Leppards and everybody?
I think it's great. I think it's top level. And even talking with Paul Stanley about it, the reason why Kiss didn't get more of a spotlight at the time is that radio programmers kind of thought they were dinosaurs because they came from the 70s. But it holds up to me. I mean, I think the Kiss Crazy Nights record and Revenge and Asylum, those are three of Kiss's best records out of any era. So the songwriting was great. And once again, it's just fun. It's fun music to play. You can't go wrong singing a song called Let's Put the X in Sex. I mean, how do you not have fun with that?
I brought my kid. He ended up loving "Fits Like a Glove." He had that was the song he discovered when
and once again, how old's your kid?
Early 20s.
Okay, good. So yeah, I mean, once again, you take your 10-year-old. We had a show July 4th last year that we called it Kiss. We called it Quarantine Censored because it wouldn't. So that song, So the lyrics are so ridiculous. They're preposterous. When I go through her, it fits. It's just like a hot knife through butter, and it's like you can't sing those songs and have some. You got to sing them tongue in cheek.
You got a different challenge from other Kiss tribute bands too. You're singing Paul Stanley stuff.
Yeah.
Singing Gene Simmons stuff.
Well, and also singing Paul Stanley stuff when he was pretty much at the height of his vocal career. So there's the highest of highs are like Turn on the Night, maybe those types of songs, and I can do those. And we have great singers in the band. There's 4 other singers in the band, so it's cool.
Let's talk about the other band and your other music. I mean, the Quarantine tour starting up again here in Rochester this Friday.
Yeah.
At the same time, you've got Fozzy material out.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean we've been able to balance them both, and we do quarantine gigs. They're usually a weekend, so we'll do a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Whereas Fozzy will do longer term tours, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it may be. So yeah, I mean it's cool to kind of have the 2 bands going. Whereas like for example, Fozzy's new song "I Know Evil" that came out, I guess about a month and a half ago or so. So that's still rising up the charts. And then we've got a new Quarantine song that comes out on Friday, and that will be promoted too, but kind of different areas than I Know Evil will, because you don't want one to step on the other. So I Know Evil is on the modern rock charts, and the new Quarantine song will be kind of on specialty charts and that sort of thing. And then we play the Quarantine gigs when we can, and play the Fozzy gigs when we can, when they're right. So you're kind of, that happens all the time. Like with Quarantine, we've got so the guys are doing so many things. Like our drummer is the drummer of Luke Bryan. Our guitar player Charlie, he's in the #1 metal band in Spain. So this weekend we'll have a different drummer and a different guitar player, but we have other guys that can fill in when necessary. Because as long as I'm there, as long as PJ is there, then we'll do the shows.
I know my colleagues. I got some people here who will kill me if I don't ask you anything about wrestling. What's big for you with AEW right now? What's the trajectory you're heading in?
As far as storylines?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know, and that's the beauty of it. I mean, we just kind of finished up the Ciampa story with that bat crazy match in Montreal with the Painmaker, which was a lot of fun. And then I go to Mexico City tomorrow for the show in Arena Mexico. And then we go from there. But it's been great being back, and I love AEW. I helped start the company, so I really kind of have a lot of fondness for the company in my heart. And it's that's the thing. It's like it's a busy week for me. In that Tuesday, Wednesday, I go to Mexico City. Then Thursday, I go to LA for an event, and then straight to Rochester for Friday night's gig. LA to Rochester. I mean, why not, right?
And real quick, the podcast's going strong. Anything big coming up you want to talk about?
I mean, it's twice a week, so there's always great guests, and we go through the shows so fast because they are twice a week that you just bank them up and get. Man, we've had some great guests and some great ideas, and just be creative with it. Like there's no rules as to who can be on Talk is Jericho. As long as I find you exciting and interesting, I'll have you on. Like just today, I did an episode with the director of the new Paul Di'Anno documentary, the lost singer of Iron Maiden. Nice. And then I just got off the Zoom with Steve Guttenberg. Like if you can't, have some fun talking.
Right.
Mahoney from Police Academy, and then come straight over here to talk to you on ABC News about quarantine. And it's kind of been a busy day with all those things going on.
Fantastic. I know you, like we talked about, you got 1,000 things going on, man, so I'll let you go.
Thanks, man. We're excited. We'll see you in Rochester on Friday night, man.
You.
Good, how are you?
All right, thanks for coming in.
Of course.
Hi, Angel. Hello. Great to see you guys, as always.
You as well.
Just first and last name so they can grab a mic check.
James Nugent. Steve Nagel.
Steve, can I just see your microphone really quick? Can you just take out the, just do it for me one more time?
Steve Nagel.
Does that sound okay to everybody?
I thought I heard. You guys picking that up?
Do that for me, will you? Oh yeah, all right, listen. We're good.
All right.
Welcome back. The Wildlife Rockstars are in the studio this morning. They brought along one of their special friends, Carlos, the Patagonia cavy.
Steve Nagel and James Nugent join us now to tell us more about Carlos and to preview their upcoming Stuff the Bus event happening this weekend. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Morning.
Well, we got to talk about Carlos here. Tell us a little bit about where he's from.
So he's actually from the southernmost tip of South America in Argentina. So that whole region is called Patagonia. So that's kind of where they derive their name, the Patagonian cavy. Now, commonly down there, they're called maras. So that's what you would really hear them called. The cavy is their entire family, them being related to guinea pigs and capybaras.
Well, he kind of looks like a guinea pig with like deer legs.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I don't even know what else. Tell us about his personality.
Yeah, so Carlos he's really spunky. They are nicknamed the spare parts animal because many people confuse them either for a dog or a kangaroo or a rabbit. But he does have a partner. Her name is J-Lo. They are monogamous, so they mate for life. If one mate unfortunately dies, the other goes off on their own and lives their life solitarily. They are very fast, so they have predators like jaguars or maned wolves. So they're able to run up to about speeds of 30 miles per hour, which is also why they have those super skinny legs. It may seem counterintuitive, but having skinnier legs allows you to be a lot quicker and move faster. So he has more power in his back legs than his front ones. And he does have those long nails that also help give him the traction while running.
And I was talking about the eyes. They're so big earlier. You were saying that they need to see everything. What does that mean?
So just as prey species, being able to kind of have a whole panoramic view of what is around them while they're grazing, because they graze a majority of their day, about a third of their day is spent eating grass or hay. So being able to see anything sneaking up from the side or behind them and allow themselves to get their speed to get away.
We've got to talk about the Stuff the Bus event because we could talk about Carlos all day. But give us an overview of it.
So this Saturday at the Farmington Country Max, we're going to be doing a fundraising event. We'll be set up with our bunch of our animals. You can come and meet, and if you go on to Country Max, we'll have a wish list. If you go in, you can purchase some of those items and then help us stuff the bus. Or you could make, monetary donations, digital donations. Either way, we just accept, even just coming out to see us. We'd appreciate anyone just taking their time.
And anybody that gets the opportunity or would like to make a donation, we're also offering being able to take a selfie with any of our animals that you choose. So
any of the animals? What
Well,
about
within reason, maybe?
within reason. The snapping turtle, we don't know if he will be there, but our other tortoise, Monty, our big sulcata tortoise, he will probably be making an appearance. So if you want to get a selfie with a cute tortoise, come see us tomorrow.
I was going to say, the other guy, no hate, but he does scare me a little.
He is very photogenic, though.
Hi, friend.
I believe it. I believe it.
And I feel like this event is very fitting just because Wildlife Rockstars, educates the community, and then you're Stuff in the Bus to also help little learners in our community. But tell us a little bit more for anybody who may be unfamiliar at home about Wildlife Rockstars.
Yeah, so our main organization is Bridges for Brain Injuries. That's dedicated to helping adults who have suffered a traumatic brain injury, whether that be with providing different medical services, getting to doctor's appointments, or setting up appointments, having different transportation. But we also offer a structured day program where the adults can come in, do different outings, socialize, and get to have a community. And those that choose to participate in the Wildlife Rockstar program get to work with animals like Carlos, learn how to make their diets, how to take care of them, and then go out into the community and educate on them while also helping themselves get back into the community and have a purpose again.
Fantastic.
That's really important.
Thank you all so much for coming in this morning. We appreciate it. If you'd like to stop by the event or learn more about the Wildlife Rockstars, we'll post all the information for you over on foxrochester.com. Carlos, you're a star.
I know.
Thanks for coming in. When we come back, we are heading into the kitchen this Wednesday morning.
We're back right after this.
spatchcock funk, and we are amped to make our signature dish. Now, a lot of people love our vibe. They get into it, we love that, but they want to know what the name's all about. So we're here to teach you about that. The first part of it is we love the idea of aggressive, edgy, kind of hardcore cooking styles. So the spatchcock actually is not some famous guy's name, but actually the way that you cut a chicken. And the funk part, man, represents our loyalty and belief in the importance of culture and arts. So the combination of things we love, of people we love, of hardcore styles. If you love something, do everything you can hard at it. So that's what we're gonna do with this dish. First, we're gonna spatchcock this chicken. It's a unique way to cut it. So take your chicken, right? Get your thumb into the neck hole, and then take your shears and cut all the way along the backbone, okay? Until you come out at the bottom, and then cut the other side the same way. Now you've got this chicken. Take the open part of it there, spread it out a little bit, right? So then you're gonna basically flip it over. So now you've got the breast side looking at you like he's coming at you and flexing on you. Get him wide open a little bit and then press down on your hands. You might hear the breastbone crack a little bit, that's okay. You want it to be flat because as it cooks, it'll distribute the heat much more evenly. So our rub that we're gonna rub this with has 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, and then some cracked black pepper and some sea salt. So rub it evenly. Now we're gonna move our chicken over here after we wash our hands, and we are going to make our marinade. Now the marinade's gotta be hardcore like we are and something that's gonna be crowd pleasing. So we're gonna make a tequila lime based marinade. So the first ingredient that we're gonna rock is some Terramana tequila, a half cup of this, because the dish rocks, the tequila rocks, it's all good. You're gonna have 1 cup of freshly squeezed orange juice and 2 cups of freshly squeezed lime juice. You want 3 whole green onions with the white parts chopped. We got a tablespoon of chili powder, get a little bit of a kick into it, but it's not gonna get too hot or spicy. 1 chopped up jalapeno, diced. Finally, 3 cloves of smashed garlic, our favorite type of garlic, our favorite type of anything actually. So give that a stir so you get a nice even color on it. You're gonna put your chicken in there. And when you do, we go in first there, it's gonna start to cover it, right? You can flip it halfway through. Marinate this between 2 and 6 hours, but no more than 6 hours. Now have a charcoal grill because things are gonna get hot. Spray it, little cooking spray, but we're going direct to indirect heat. So have all the charcoal on one side. Then take your chicken with the breast and skin side down, put it over the direct heat for 5 minutes. You're gonna have some char, which is what we want on the skin side, just like that. Now we're gonna flip it over onto the indirect heat, and you're gonna let that covered cook for 42 minutes. Think of our boy Jackie Robinson, Alex's boy Mo Rivera, but 42 minutes is the number. Look at this beauty, great little char on the skin, super tenderness. So now let's see how we do, right? A couple slices into this. We're just gonna cut out the breast down to the tender, little skin on it, tender. Oh man. If you don't know, now you know. Spatchcock funk.
That does it for us here on Arc Rochester. Wake up with us again tomorrow morning starting at 4:57 on 13 WHAM ABC.
Much more live local news coming up later for 13 WHAM News at midday. We'll see you tomorrow.